Thank you so much, sir. So children, let me quickly tell you about the flow of the session. So first of all, you will get to know your mentor. Then it will be followed by a short informative PPT, followed by a tour of dashboard of Olympiad success. After that, we will take up the question answer round wherein you can put up your query and clear your doubt then and there. And then the actual demo will begin, for which you've been waiting, all right? So I hope the flow of the session is clear to you. Now, let me tell you that we have with us Dr. Usha Banerjee, who's going to be your mentor throughout this course. And she is a very, very experienced and, very sorted, very seasoned, and a mentor whom you can look up to, for guidance. So I'm sure you're going to love her sessions, and you're going to benefit immensely under her able guidance. So Dr. Usha Banerjee, all over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much, Monica. And a very good evening to all of you. It's nice to see so many bright faces. And Rajat, it's okay if you have network issues. This is the, there are some pros and cons of technology. And this is one of them. So it's completely okay. Okay, in today's class, you are all muted because it's a demo class. But in the actual classes that we have, my classes are extremely interactive. There are absolutely no restrictions. My students, freely use the whiteboard also if you have any doubts or questions. So, and the fundamental aspect which I really want to get into your understanding is that class 8 is like the basis of your senior school. Okay, so in class 8 actually physics, chemistry and bio streams are really well demarcated. So as I always tell, science and maths is all about understanding. And the way I teach, I'll show you in the demo class also, it's all about understanding a concept and applying that concept to solving problems of the real world. So whatever we study in science actually solve problems of our real world in some way or the other. So it's very, very essential that you understand the concept. Simply mugging up or learning up some formula without understanding the concept behind it will definitely not take you anywhere. Okay, this is a preparation class for Olympiads, but the best part of it is for the Olympiads, when we teach you, automatically, we go one standard or two standards higher also sometimes, right? So automatically you are prepared for the school exams, whichever board you are doing, CBSE, ICSE, or state boards or international boards. So more or less, you will be completely prepared for your school level exams also, because we'll be doing one level or two level more difficult kind of content, right? So my focus will be on trying to explain the concepts in a very lucid, easy way so that you understand. And in class 8, we'll do numerical questions in spite of the fact that they might not be in your so-called school syllabus. Because when you do numerical questions, you actually understand, how to apply the concepts. And a little bit about myself, as Monica told, I'm Dr. Usha Banerjee, and I like teaching. I teach because I have a passion for teaching. I like interacting with children. And I've been an Olympiad success for now, several years now, and I've had several batches. And the best part is when I have returning students. So I have students in the class 8, the first batch with me, who have done class 6, 7, and now class 8 with me. So I literally know them by their voices, leave alone names. So I sincerely hope that I meet all of you in the actual class, and then, we go 8, 9, and 10 together. So, and, once you get across your boards, with wonderful results and marks, that is, I guess, the achievement for all of us here. Apart from the fact that you will excel in the Olympiad exams and the other competitive exams also, which you might be focusing. So my classes are extremely interactive. You can ask questions anytime, until you make a noise. So noise is not allowed. But apart from that, I have never had any disturbances in the class till now, right? So that's all about me. And thank you so much. And back to you, Monica.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Srijani Bhaduri, we really appreciate, if you can switch on your camera. All right, children, as per the flow of the session, allow me to share my screen for a short informative PPT. You can note down whatever you find worth noting. Just a moment. I hope my screen is visible to each one of you.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, a very warm welcome to the demo and interaction program for Class 8 Science Batch 2. As you might already be aware that Olympiad Success is India's largest online preparation platform for Olympiad exams. Olympiad Success Live is India's first exclusive live classes for Olympiad's preparation. School Plus by Olympiad Success is one of its own kind of annual program that includes 8 important courses which really matter at this point of time in your life. These include mathematics, English, science, logical reasoning, communication, both spoken and written, Vedic math, and coding. So here you can get one-on-one online CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, and IB classes for grades 2 to 10. One-on-one preparation classes for international mathematics Olympiads like SASMO, CMO, HKIMO, TIMO, Math Counts, US Common Core Math Competition, Math Kangaroo, and PRMO. You can meet our international rank holders for the year 2022-23 and for the year 2021-22. These are so many. So as far as the classes go, these are going to be group sessions with batch size of around 20 students delivered through Zoom by seasoned tutors. You've already met your mentor. And you get 3 sessions per week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Timing will be 8 to 9:15, 5 to 6:15. So you have a choice. Then there would be 5 minutes of break in between, 35 minutes of session with 5 minutes of break, and again followed by 35 minutes of class. Session is going to be a mix of theory, practice question, doubt session, and discussion on previous year paper. You also get reading material and practice questions, which are available on the dashboard of Olympiad Success, for which you will shortly get a tour by Rajan sir. And you also get free access to Olympiad Success so that you can practice topic-wise mock test for both science and reasoning as well as logical reasoning. Syllabus is available at this particular link. Fees can be paid at this particular link. All the links are displayed and all the important links will be pasted in the chat box again. So you can avail them from there. The fee for this particular course is 12,264 rupees and it is going to be a 55 session course. Fee includes online classes, daily reading notes and exercises, practice of previous year papers, access to Olympiad Success platform for science and logical reasoning. All that you require for these classes is a laptop or a desktop with good internet speed, with camera, because we do not allow students without video in the class, and headphones for better audio clarity. As you might already be aware that preparation for Olympiad exams is slightly tougher than your regular school curriculum. So you need to spend some extra time so that you can cope up with the curriculum. And of course, parental support is required at the back end. So in 2021-22, Olympiad Success had students from more than 3,800 schools across India and abroad. And these students hailed from 35 plus countries. So the classes for this particular batch starts from Saturday, 13 May 2023. I hope this PPT brings more clarity to you. Right. So now I would request Rajan sir to take you through the dashboard of Olympiad Success for further clarity.
Sure, ma'am. Let me share my screen. So I hope my screen is visible, students. So this is the website of Olympiad Success. Okay, I'm just showing you how you can access the content. Okay, what you need to do, you need to click on my account, and here you need to enroll with the login ID and password. So once you enroll with this course, we will share the credentials with you, and with that credential you can log in. So this is the student profile and all the content you will find here in the live classes. What you need to do, you need to select a subject first, that is Science Olympiad in our case. Then choose a topic. Okay, let me choose self. So for each and every topic, you will find reading material, practice question and answer key here. Let me show you how it looks like. So this is the reading material we have for the cell topic. Okay. Let me show you practice questions also. These are practice questions. So for each and every chapter, you will find reading material, practice question and answer key here in the dashboard. Other than that, you can also check schedule here, like in which session, which topic we are going to cover. Let me show you. Like in session 1, we are going to cover this topic, crop production and management. And in session 2, we are going to move with this topic only. And in session 3, we will have test discussion. So after each and every chapter, there will be a test discussion. We will share a mock test with you. You need to attempt that at home. And then we will discuss the test in the classes. Okay. And like Monica mentioned, we are also going to cover previous year papers of Olympiad. So once we complete with all the sessions, in the end, we have the super classes. So what we are going to do in super class? In super class, we will discuss all previous year Olympiad questions. Okay. Now, other than that, like Monica ma'am mentioned, you will also get the free access to the topic-wise mock test for science as well as for logical reasoning that you can access here in the worksheets. Let me show you. You need to choose a subject first. So in our case, it is science. And you can access for logical reasoning as well. Okay. Just click on take exam. So these are all topic-wise mock tests. Click on start worksheet. And here you need to choose a correct option. Okay, whatever it is, then just click on next for the next question. And once you complete with it, just click on finish to submit. Now this is the feedback form in case if anyone have any feedback. And once you submit it, you can see your score here, the total questions, time taken by you to attempt it, your score, attempted question, correct answer, and the wrong answer. Later on also, if you want to check your performance, you can check here in the performance tab. So for each and every mock test that you attempt, you can check performance here. Just choose the topic and click on view. And you get the analytics, like how many questions you attempted, how many are correct, how many are wrong, your average marks and everything. And here you can check the correct answer and the answer marked by you. Okay. So this is all about the dashboard. Now, if anyone have any doubt or query, you can post in the chat box. Do anyone have any doubt or query, students? No, everything is clear.
In case you have
Okay.
a doubt, type in the chat box. We'll be happy to answer. Don't hesitate. This is the time to ask. Those who have joined later, any doubt,
Okay,
anyone?
okay, you can think. In the meantime, let me ask some questions. Okay, you can think if you have any doubt or query, we will answer that. You can post in the chat box. And before that, can you tell me like what are the days for the classes? Monday, Wednesday, Friday? No, Rajat. Any other answer?
Is it correct, children? Would you like to add something to it? Somebody would like to differ? Only Rajat knows?
Okay,
Only Nishtha
that's
knows?
the answer. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Yes, correct. Okay, and what are the class timing, students? Class timing is tricky, huh? It is not same for all days. So you need to mention class timing with days. Anyone remember? No. 5 to 6:15, 8 to 9:15. Yes, correct, Anish. But what are the days? 8 to 9:15 on which day and 5 to 6:15 on which day? Okay, let me tell you. So Tuesday, Thursday, we having the class from 8 to 9:15. And on weekend, that is Saturday, we having class from 5 to 6:15. Okay. So students, do anyone have any query or doubt, or like, shall we start with the session? Let me tell you, you need to interact in the class. Okay, when Usha ma'am also asks questions now, you need to type in the chat box today.
Science is actually a subject which requires a lot of questioning. You need a scientific approach, investigative spirit. How will you get the conceptual clarity? Science is all around us. Right from curdling of milk, the lightning and thundering, everything is science. Okay, so no questions. So I think we can begin with the session,
Yes,
sir.
yes, sure, ma'am. So
Okay.
over to you, Usha ma'am.
Thank you so much, both of you. So we'll start off with the demo. So give me a minute. I'm sharing the PPT on the screen. Just give me a minute. So today I was thinking that let's do a demo on a chapter of physics. There's a reason why I chose force and pressure. So because, as I told you, science is all about understanding concepts. So this concept of force and pressure, you start from your class 8, you will have the same chapter in class 9, again in 10. Okay. And so you'll have the same chapter in class 8 and the same chapter in 9. So basically, so this particular concept is extremely important, right? So what is the difference between force and pressure when you do it in class 8 and when you do it in class 12, say, for example? So the concepts remains the same. What is force, what is pressure, all the formula and the Newton's laws and the equations of motion, all of that remains same. So what changes is the level of questions, the level of numericals that you do, right? So that is what, I'll try to, make you understand. Now,
Before you go further, ma'am, before you go further, just on a lighter note, so who knows the better about force and pressure apart from children? Because they have undergone peer pressure, parental force, so parental pressure, everything they have faced. So yes, please carry on.
Yeah, so that is also, today only I had a class before this in the morning. There was a girl of class 10 and, she was like bogged up with so much of studies. So I was discussing with her, it's very important to de-stress and it's very, very important to enjoy what you study. If you're sitting in this class because your parents are forcing you, or you're not happy, that will not work. It's essential that you enjoy the class. So the class should be like a game or like a football match or a cricket match that you see. Today's class, all of you are muted. I agree to that because it's a demo, but the real classes are extremely interactive and I will see to it that all the children in the class, they speak once or the other time. That is my responsibility. And I know how to get it done, right? So without any force, by the way. So it will be completely by choice and willing. So that is the objective. So my aim is basically to make you feel very, very comfortable with science and most children tell me that physics, oh my God, physics is numericals like maths, those who have a problem with mathematics. But trust me, I think mathematics and physics and chemistry are the most simpler subjects. For me, on the other hand, studying history or geography or biology puts a little bit of pressure on me because I have to remember a lot of things. So the basic objective is that I will make you understand things. Okay. I'll give you examples from real life, which all of you can relate to very, very easily. Things that we do in all our lives, every minute possibly. Now, I'll give you small examples of a force. I am sitting in my house. It's a weekend. I'm sitting on a chair. Okay. Until one of you comes to my house and pushes me out of this chair, I cannot fall off by myself. Right? Or if one of you wants to move my chair, you have to pull me. So this push and pull that you are doing is actually you are exerting a force. So even if you have younger sisters and brothers, and if you're pulling each other's hair, you are exerting a force on your younger sibling's hair. So force is simply a push or a pull. Now, is force only a push or a pull? The answer is no. There are several kinds of forces available, but for class 8, the simplest kind of force is either a push or a pull. So basically, what does, I use the whiteboard a lot, okay? So what does force do? I don't like reading from slides. So what does force do? So when you're pushing me, actually, what are you doing? So what can you do when you're pushing me? So you can change my position. So you throw me out of the chair. So now I'm on my chair. You push me, I fall onto the floor. So you have changed my position. Second, you can change the direction of an object. Now in physics, when we talk about an object or body, so an object or body can be a human being, it can be a football, it can be this bottle of water that I have with me, it can be a pen, anything is an object or a body. So when we talk about representing, any kind of object, it can be an apple, it can be a simple arrow also. So that is an object or a body. So it can change the direction of the object. I'll give you a simple example. How many of you play football or cricket or hockey in this group? Played, or any kind of ball game, right? So when you have played football, you kick the ball. So suppose you are standing here and this is the ball, okay? And you're kicking the ball with your leg. So essentially, if you kick the ball in this direction, so the ball will move in this direction. So you can change the direction of the ball. Let's say the ball was moving straight. So depending on what angle you're kicking the ball, the direction of the object or the ball changes, right? So force can change the direction of an object. Next, force can change the shape. You know, these soft balls, yellow balls that are available, they are called stress balls. They are specially given to patients, you know, who are admitted in hospitals because the hospital atmosphere is extremely stressful. So some person is about to go surgery or sick for a long time. So to avoid stress, the doctor tells the patient to continuously press the stress ball so that all the stress gets relieved. So when you're pressing a soft object, even say an eraser, I'm just rubbing this person off. So even if you are pressing an eraser or a rubber that you have, you can change the shape of a rubber or an eraser by simply pushing or pulling or twisting it, which means you are applying a force to change the shape of the object, right? Second, there is a ball at rest, okay? And you're kicking the ball. So basically, you can apply a force to initiate motion. Initiate means begin motion. So an object at rest is put into motion by application of a force, right? Now, whenever I say position, I don't know, I normally teach my children in class 6, all of that. So whenever I talk about position, there are two things which I talk about. First is the word magnitude. So magnitude is nothing but numerical value. And second is direction. So the ball is coming from the south and you kick it and change its direction. It moves to the east. Suppose the force that you apply is 5 Newton to the east. So which means that this is the magnitude. So the number 5 or the numerical value is the magnitude and this east is the direction, right? So a force will have both magnitude and direction. These are extremely important concepts. You will need them all your life if you study physics or science. Okay. Done. Okay. Till here understood? If you have any doubts, please, I know you're muted. How can we calculate the magnitude? Anish, I will show you just now. I will show you how to calculate the magnitude of a force. Okay. Because today is a demo class, I have some restrictions. I'm not allowed to unmute you, but in the class, our class will be completely normal. So you can ask questions freely. We'll have no questions. I don't mute anybody. I don't remove anybody. Okay. As long as you pay attention and don't create a disturbance in the class, right? So when I talk about position, I talk about magnitude and the direction, right? Now, some very important concepts, okay? So how many units your class students will be in one class? So there a maximum, 20 students, but normally it's like 10, 11, 12 students. It depends upon how many students finally join the class. Okay. But my policy, my thinking is that more the number of students, better is the understanding. I'll tell you why. Now there are say 12 students in this class, okay? Most students will possibly feel shy or hesitant or not comfortable asking questions. It might happen that you're not understanding something, but because you're shy to ask me some question or you feel that, it's a silly question, if somebody else asks that question, your doubt also gets resolved. It happens a lot. So some students are shy or calm or not very, interactive. So when you're studying in a group, all that hesitation comes off. It just vanishes. Now, if what we are studying physics, right? So physics is nothing but we are studying about physical quantities. These are essential, concepts of physics. So what is a physical quantity? Something that can be measured. And why do we want to measure things? Because it's easy to understand numbers. I tell you, you can see, I have most of my hair is gray. So you know that I'm, definitely older than you, but you don't know how old I am, right? You can't understand how old I am. I tell you, I am 48 years old. So immediately, all of you are how much? Class 8 means, 13, 14 years, right? 12, 13, 14 years. So as soon as I say I'm 48 years old, so this 48 is a number or a numerical value, which we call in physics as magnitude. So immediately you can understand that, yes, I am, possibly elder than your parents also. So you can understand. So it's very easy to understand numbers, and it's easier to compare things when you measure using numbers. I tell you, I'm fat. In this COVID and lockdown, I put on a lot of weight. You can't understand how fat I am because you're basically seeing only my face. I tell you, I am 75 kilos. And then you are like, oh my God, she's like an elephant. So as soon as I told 75 kilos, by specifying the number, you immediately get an idea of how fat I am and how thin Ihit is. I can see Ihit is extremely thin. So it becomes very easy to compare quantities. I'm just giving examples, not pulling out anybody or anything. So physics is the study of physical quantities. And why do we have so many numericals and all this in physics? Because it's easier to measure things using numbers, right? Till you're clear? And everybody is okay with English, right? It's okay if you're comfortable in any vernacular language. I can maximum, help you out in Hindi, but not in anything else. Everybody okay in English, right? Everybody's clear? Yeah, English is comfortable. Great. If there are some words which I can translate in as many languages I know, I will definitely do that. Sometimes it happens in biology, we get some terms which it helps if it's, taught in the other languages. Now, whenever I talk about quantities, that is physical quantities, so physics is completely a study of physical quantities. We have two types of quantities. One is called a scalar quantity. These are concepts which my children know in class 6, my batches. This forms the basis of physics. So we have scalar quantities and vector quantities. Scalar quantities, have only numerical value. Now, henceforth, I will not use the word numerical value. I will use the word magnitude. So all of you know that magnitude means numerical value. So example of scalar quantity, say for example, time. I say this class is a 1 hour, 15 minutes class. So this is the magnitude. There's no need of direction here, right? I talk about, say, mass. Mass is 75 kgs. Please understand there is a difference between mass and weight, but also I will explain, right? So all of these are scalar quantities. Speed. I tell you that I drive a car and my speed is 30 kilometers per hour. Yes, Nishtha. I was saying that scalar quantities are those quantities which have only numerical value or magnitude. So values, physical quantities which can be represented only using numbers or numerical values and magnitude are called scalar quantities. Okay. So the simple scalar quantities that can think of: time, mass, and speed. Mass and weight is not the same. In actual physics, normally we say, my weight is 75 kilos. You know, normally in English, when we talk, we think that mass and weight is the same, but actually mass and weight is different. I will show it to you in today's demo only. These are very, very fundamental concepts. On the other hand, vector quantities have both numerical value, which is magnitude, and direction. So vector quantities will have both numerical value, magnitude, and direction. Example is velocity. Speed and velocity are different. I know you had this in class 6 and 7. I don't know how much you remember. Force is a vector quantity. Then acceleration is a vector quantity. Okay, displacement is a vector quantity. Distance is a scalar quantity, so on. Density is a scalar quantity. Thank you, Rajat. So like this, I have given loads of examples. So whenever we study any concept in physics, you have to know whether it is scalar or vector. So this chapter is force and pressure, and first we'll do force. So force is a vector quantity. Why? Because the direction of force plays a very, very important role in understanding the value, the magnitude of the force. Force without direction makes no sense. Clear? Vector and scalar. I don't know if you have done earlier. Have you done earlier all of these in class? You can type in the chat window, or you can raise your thumb or whatever. How many of you have done this concept in STAR class or school before? Srijani. Okay, anybody else? In EHIT? Great. Rajat? Okay, wonderful. Okay, now. No, that's okay. There's a first time to everything now. System of units. Even this we will need very, very often. You know, in the demo class, basically, I cover the basic fundamentals so that from the first class itself, students, those who join the class are, you know, they're on the track from the day one itself. So we have three system of units. What is unit? So I told you that my weight is 75 kilos. 75 is the magnitude. Now you know magnitude. And this kgs is the unit. So if I write 75 seconds, this means that, yeah, unit is an important concept of measurement. So 75 seconds means second is a unit of time. And if I write 75 kilometers per hour, this becomes a unit of speed. So without the unit, a numerical value or magnitude has no meaning. So when you're doing questions of science, physics, chemistry, mathematics, writing the unit is essential, without which any board, ICSE, CBSE, State Board, IB, deducts marks. It makes no sense. Right? Okay, I want to wrap this off here. So we have three systems of units, okay? The first system of unit is known as the international system. This is actually a French word which translates into English as international system, also called the SI system. This is also called the MKS system. The second system is known as the CGS system, and the third system is known as the FPS system. What is all this? Now, very, very simple. MKS, right? So length is the fundamental unit, and the unit is meter. Mass, another fundamental unit, it is kilogram or kg. And time is measured in second, S. So M for meter, K for kg, and S for second. MKS or SI unit. Today, suppose, for example, for summer vacations, you will travel to, say, USA or to Europe somewhere. Can you go with it? All of you are from India, right? Any students from outside India, raise your hands. No, normally in a batch we have a number of students from abroad. Okay, fine. So all of you are from India, right? So tomorrow, if you have to go to the US or, you're going for summer vacation, Europe, can you take Indian currency? Indian currency is Indian rupees, right? So whichever country you're going, you have to carry that particular country's currency. So it's such a big headache now. Today I'm in India, I'm in Indian rupees. Tomorrow I'm going to USA, I have to take American dollars. After 1 week, I'm in Canada, I have to take Canadian dollars. Then I go to Japan after 7 days, I have to carry yen. So this is such a problematic thing, right? We did not want this problem in science. So it has been accepted worldwide that the international system of units will be used everywhere. Everywhere meaning every place on the world. Today, your students in India, after your 12th, possibly many of you will go abroad. So length is measured in meter in India, in USA, in Canada, in Europe, in Hawaii, in Honolulu, even on the Arctic Circle. So life has become way more simpler. And this international system of units has been accepted by the entire world community. So it makes our life really easy. What is 1 meter to me? Suppose I buy 1 meter of fabric for making a dress. The same when you go to the USA, 1 meter is the same. So it makes our life easier. Done. So MKS and SI system are the same. M for meter, K for kilogram, and S for second. Sometimes we also, this is the older version. So in the older version, length is measured in centimeter, mass is in grams, and time is in second. CGS. And this FPS unit was used in the British times in India. So length is foot, mass is pound, the unit of foot is FT, the unit of pound is LB, and time is second. F for foot, P for pound, S for second. Can you tell me one place, even today pound is used? You go to a bakery to buy a cake for your birthday, okay? If only you and your parents have to eat a cake, you'll possibly buy a 1 pound cake. If your 20 friends are coming home, you have to buy a minimum, 5 pound cake. So, in India, even today, bread and bakery items, cakes are sold by pound. I tell you that I'm pretty decently tall. I am 5 feet 5 inches. So in India, even today, we measure height of a person in feet. So this is actually the older system, but in some places, still this is used. So measuring the height of a person, measuring the amount of cake or bread, even bread, 1 pound of bread. Okay. So whenever we talk about any physical quantity, one more thing. Why are we talking of only length, mass, and time? Why not force, speed, velocity, acceleration? These are I'm writing here, I don't have space. They are the fundamental physical quantities. Fundamental means basic. Fundamental means totally basic. Yeah, what about miles? Yeah, miles is typically used in the USA. It's not used in India at all. And miles is definitely a system of measuring for length, but it is not an internationally accepted system. An internationally accepted system is, meter, and a bigger unit is kilometer. So miles is only used in the USA to specify distances. Because in USA, distances are really very, very large, big numbers. So miles, if I say I'm traveling 20 miles, that's a huge number, right? So miles is also a unit of length, but it does not fall among the 3 basic units, system of units that we use and study in physics. So whenever we study a quantity, suppose force, I'll tell you what is force, whether it's a scalar or vector, how to calculate force, and what is the unit in SI system or MKS system, CGS system, FPS system. This is how we study the concepts, right? Clear? Any questions, doubts, please, I try to answer all of that. Okay, done. Okay. Now, look at this sentence. The strength of the force is usually called Newton. Yeah, I can see Anish typed a question. There's not difference. Of course not. How many miles make a kilometer? How many miles make a kilometer? Anybody? No? How many miles make a kilometer? Yeah, so 1 kilometer is equal to 0.6213 miles. So this becomes a big factor if the number of miles is large, okay? So definitely to convert miles to kilometer, the factor is this. So it is definitely not the same. Understand something in mathematics and physics now. Up to 4 places of decimals, there is a difference. Especially in classes 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and after that. So 0.621 and 0.631 are totally different numbers. Because we normally measure up to now till class 10, 2 places of decimals. When you go to 11 and 12, to write questions in 4 places of decimals. Okay. So yes, you have to be careful about these smaller things. Okay. Okay, I saw one more question. How did people come up with a specific unit measuring meter? So that's a funny kind of story. That's not a funny story. You know, the meter, 1 meter, is actually a steel rod whose length is 1 meter, which means 100 centimeter, that is placed in an institute in France, which basically specifies the international system of units. So in France, there is an institute which has this 1 meter ruler, and that is like the definition of 1 meter. And there is a 1 kilogram unit, iron substance, which is 1 kilogram. So they are all standardized. Okay. Now here, the last line which I showed you, the SI unit. So now we know what is an SI unit, right? So SI unit is the SI unit of force is Newton. Okay. Definitely Newton should be capital N. It is the name of Sir Isaac Newton, right? Who's, who has done several huge kind of work in physics. Now, so the SI unit of force is called Newton. So you come to my house and push me with a force of 5 Newton. So Newton is the unit, SI unit. SI means International System of Units by which we measure force. So then what is the CGS unit? The CGS unit of force is called dyne. Okay. Right? And what is the FPS unit of force? The FPS, so whenever I will do, any physical quantity, I will tell you all the 3 units. So this is number 2. So SI unit was Newton. We write it as N. This is dyne. There is no short form. And the FPS unit is given as feet, pound, LB, feet per second square. There is no shortcut to this. It is also known as poundal. And poundal is written as small p dl. This is absolutely, poundal is absolutely not used nowadays. It's totally like obsolete. Okay. But yes, when I teach you, I will give you the details of this. Right? Because you have to, when I'm teaching you force, I am assuming that you will need this, for the next minimum 4 years of your life. So I will teach the concepts. I will not, treat you like class 8 children. So that becomes easier for you also. Clear? So these are the various units of force. Now, let's see what the PPT says also. So these are the effects of force, which I told you already. I will not read through slides. So just read through it. And I've told you, I think, all the effects of force. This person that is running non-stop, so he can move a stationary object, change the motion, change the speed, increase or decrease the speed, direction, and the shape also. So if he kicks the ball really very hard, the shape of the ball also might change. Okay. Now, I told you force is a vector quantity. I'm going to the whiteboard. Okay. I told you force is a vector quantity. Vector means it has both magnitude and direction. This is what I told you, right? So what is the mathematical implication of this? Suppose there is a book or a stone and this is present on a table. My drawing's okay, and the table is somewhere on the floor. You are standing here. This is you. I am standing here. I am fat. Okay, this is me. You are pushing the stone, and I am pushing the stone. It's like a tug of war. I am also pushing the stone. Okay, now it's not that fatter people can exert more force. Don't go. This is just an example. Okay, you are pushing the force with a, you are pushing the stone with a force of 5 Newton. And I am pushing the stone with a force of same 5 Newton. So the total or net or resultant force acting on the stone because of you pushing and me pushing is 5 minus 5, 0 Newton. So the stone does not move. Understand, this is case number 1. If you have any doubts, please tell me. That's not an issue at all. I wish I could unmute you. I prefer people talking. I don't like children who are quiet. Done. So which means two opposite forces, two equal and opposite forces are basically like cancelling each other. Right? Okay, so 5 minus 5, 0. So which means the net or total or Nishtha. I am repeating. So I'm saying that this is a stone in the middle. Okay. You are pushing with 5 Newton. I am pushing with 5 Newton force. Okay. So the resultant force or the total force or the net force acting on the stone, because they are in opposite direction, it will be minus 5 minus 5 is 0. So the total force acting on the stone is 0, which means that the stone does not move. Clear? This was case 1. Case number 2. Again, the same stone lying on a table. So now I'm not drawing you and me. Okay, you understood, right? You are pushing with 5 Newton. I am pushing with 10 Newton. So what is the resultant force? Resultant total or net forces 5 Newton, and the direction. So the stone will move in this direction. And what is this direction? This is the direction of the force of greater magnitude. Because 10 is greater than 5, which means I am pushing with a lot of force. So the resultant is 5 Newton, and the direction of the stone will be in this direction. Understood? Everybody understood? Okay. So this was case number 2. Case number 3. Now I'm not drawing the table also, okay? 5 Newton and I am pulling. So this is push. Please notice the directions become very, very important. I am pulling with 10 Newton. Force direction plays a very important part. So the total force or resultant force, both will act in the same direction. So 50 Newton and the stone will move in this direction, black arrow. Clear? This was the next case, case number 3. Now, case number 4. Stone here, all, 3 of you. So one is moving, pushing with 10 Newton. One is pushing with 15 Newton. Somebody is pushing with 5 Newton. I also, tell, oh my God, these people are 3 people. I call somebody else and tell me, you also help me. 20 Newton and 10 Newton. Calculate the resultant force. You will tell me. Do it in your copies. Calculate the resultant force acting on the object. Absolutely correct, Ihit. So you will first add this up. So this is how much? 0. This is 30 Newton. And you will add these two up, 30 Newton. So the net force or resultant force is 30 minus 30, 0. So the stone will not have any movement. Clear? So this is how you calculate you can understand whether an object will move or not. One more, small example. Say this is 15 Newton. This is 20 Newton. This is 2 Newton. And here I have got 3 again. Let's say just random examples. 8 and 10. Calculate the resultant. And also mention the direction. You always have to mention the direction of movement of the object. So if you want water, don't have to ask me. Please drink water whenever you want. Or for all that, you don't even have to tell me, okay? So here you have to add it. So 15 plus 20 is 35. 35 and 2 is 37 Newton. 7 and 8 is 15. 15 and 10 is 25. So the net force or resultant force is 37. I added correctly, right? So it is 12 Newton. And now 37 is larger than 25. So I'm showing you with an arrow. So the stone will move in the direction of the black arrow. Right? Understood? All of you understood? Okay, very good. So that is what is written in this. So these are supposed to be arrows. So this entire story that's written here is what I explained to you. So this is the important thing. When forces act in the same direction, the net force or total force is obtained by adding the forces. And when forces act in opposite direction, you have to subtract. Done. Now, somebody asked me now, how do I calculate force? Right? Okay, I don't want to read through the slides. If you have understood, great. All that what I told you is written here. Is it okay? Is it becoming too fast? Are you understanding? Nobody's sleeping, right? Anybody gone off to sleep? No, I will not let you sleep in the actual class actually. Okay, now, how to calculate force, okay? Force is equal to mass into acceleration. What is acceleration, anybody? I know it's difficult to type in the chat window. I completely understand. If somebody tells me to, not talk for 1 hour, I will feel like I'll go mad. Rate of change of velocity, excellent. So I'm just writing it down. Mass is the amount of matter. Very, very fundamental concepts present in a body. This is a scalar, mass is a scalar quantity. Unit of measurement is kg. Weight, these are very, very basic. This is the formula for force. I'll come back to that. Weight is the force with which the earth pulls an object towards itself. Now, a very, very important concept. Weight is a vector quantity. Why? Because of the gravitational force of the earth pulls us downwards. The unit of weight, I'll give you a shocker now. The SI unit of weight is not kg, it is Newton. Weight is a force. So this is mass, this is weight. Okay. The correct SI unit of weight is Newton. And the formula for weight, I'm writing in black so that you can understand. The formula for weight is mass into acceleration due to gravity. So this we write m into g, and g on the earth, acceleration due to gravity on the earth is 9.8 meter per second square. So this is the formula to calculate weight. Till now, if you know that mass and weight are same, that's totally incorrect. Done. Everybody understood? Nishtha? Chalega? Okay. Right. Fine. Very good. Okay. So mass and weight clear. Now coming to acceleration. I have acceleration in the formula now. So acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. So A is equal to, these terms are used always, these alphabets. So A is the acceleration, V is the small v, final velocity. I know you did this in class 6. Initial velocity, I don't know if you have done it like this. T is the time. So this is the formula for acceleration. It is a vector quantity and the SI unit is meter per second square. And throughout the world, final velocity is small v. Throughout the world, final acceleration, final initial velocity is u. Whether you study in India, Singapore, or Paris, wherever. So that is the beauty of science and physics. Done? Clear till now? Okay. What is velocity? So number 4, velocity is the rate of change of displacement. I'll tell you one small trick, okay? Whenever you have rate of change of something now, this means that denominator has to be time. So the formula for velocity, V is equal to displacement represented by small s divided by time t. This is the formula for velocity. Velocity is a vector quantity. It has magnitude and direction. Unit is meter per second. These are very, very basic funda of physics. Done? What is displacement? What is displacement, anybody? I wrote displacement. Why don't they use distance d, right? No, we always use s. And this is an internationally accepted kind of, names that we use. So number 5, what is displacement? Displacement is the shortest distance between the starting position and the ending position. What does this mean? And it is a vector quantity and the unit is meter. What does this mean? This is a point. Your home is here. Your school is here. Let's call this A. Let's call this B. Every day a school bus comes in the morning. You get up in the bus and the school bus goes from A to say C. And then it picks up, some children or your pool car or whatever, right? So this is stop number 1, this is stop number 2, and this is stop number 3. So I'm writing in blue. So this distance AC plus CB is the distance. Distance is the actual path traveled by the body or covered by the body or the object. Distance is a scalar quantity and the unit is meter. So AC is distance, CB is distance. Now displacement will be the shortest path. So this dotted line is the displacement of your body from your home to your school. So displacement is the shortest distance. I hope you know all these concepts. You have to be extremely clear here. Okay, clear? Understood? Till here? I can go on and on. There are so many things to be told. Okay, now, is it possible that displacement and distance will equal? Of course, yes. My house is here. My school is here, A to B. So distance will be displacement. Now you tell me, is it possible that distance will be some numerical value, but displacement is 0? Yes, round path, completely okay. This is a football ground. I start from A and come to again A. So how much is the distance here? Circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. And what is the displacement? Shortest path A to A is 0. Again, a square, park at home, so, in front of your house. So A complete square. You start from the point A, you're jogging or running or walking, come to the point A again. So what is the distance here? Suppose the side is, side. So it is the perimeter. So side plus side. So it's 4 times the side, which is the perimeter of the square. And what is the displacement? It will be 0. You started from A, you ended at A. Displacement is 0. Okay. Now, I will ask you a question now and you will answer. This is a rectangular park, football ground, whatever you feel like. PQRS. I am a very lazy person, okay. I start walking from P. I go on a morning walk. So P to Q and Q to R. Then I said that, chodo, go home and sleep. What is my distance? So what is my distance and what is my displacement? You will tell me. You can write it in the chat window. So what is my distance? So distance is PQ plus QR. Yeah, length plus breadth, it's okay. And what is my displacement? So displacement is the shortest path, which is the diagonal PR. So if you know the length and breadth of this path using Pythagoras theorem, you know Pythagoras theorem, right? So using Pythagoras theorem, so PQ square plus QR square, you can easily calculate the value of the displacement. So one very, very important concept, displacement can never, is not let's not write negative, is always equal to or less than distance. It can never be greater than distance. A very important concept of physics. And so you see, where did we start? There are 3, messages. Okay, fine. So we started with, somebody asked me what is the formula for force? So I started here, mass into acceleration. So I explained what is acceleration. Acceleration is rate of change of velocity. Velocity, distance, displacement, all of them are connected in some way, right? So this is the formula for force. So in short, we write F is equal to mass into acceleration A. What is the unit of mass? SI unit first, kg. What is the unit of acceleration? Meter per second square. So 1 Newton is the force that acts on a body whose mass is 1 kg and produces an acceleration of 1 meter per second square. So essentially, I wrote this in sentence. So this is the meaning of 1 Newton. So if there's a mass, object of mass 1 kg, and it produces 1 Newton is the force which produces an acceleration. Acceleration means the velocity of the body will increase. That is 1 Newton. Okay, right? Understood? Any questions, doubts, please ask. Right? Now this is the SI unit, right? I told you now, I will always tell you the CGS unit also. So in CGS unit, the unit of force is called dyne. So 1 dyne is equal to 1 gram, the unit of mass, into acceleration is centimeter per second. Okay. So what is the relationship between force and dyne? Newton and dyne. So I'm proving it. 1 Newton is 1 kg into 1 meter per second square. 1 kg is how many grams? I just have 1 more minute, but I want to finish it. 1 kg is 1000 grams. 1 meter is how much? 100 centimeter per second square. 1 meter is 100 centimeter. So this is 10 to the power of 5 gram centimeter square, which is dyne. So therefore, 1 Newton is equal to 10. This is the relationship between Newton and dyne. So this is how, before I close, this is how my classes go. This is how loads of numericals, loads of examples. And as you know, in the Olympiads, after every session, we make you do worksheets. And once you come for the next class, I personally discuss all the questions of the worksheet. Because when we discuss questions, a lot of concepts gets cleared up. So even if you tell me an answer, I will tell you, explain the answer. I want to know if you have understood. I have to end here because I have another class in 10 minutes. How was the class? Feedback? Samajh aaya? Understood everybody? Any feedback, criticism, suggestions? Fast, slow, was it okay? So can I expect all of you to come back to the class from, I think, 13th May or whatever? Right? So hope to see you in the actual class. No, ma'am, all was okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with me and for tolerating me for more than, almost an hour now. We have exam till 19th May. That's great. You talk, the rest of things you talk to the Olympiad success team. Okay. So thank you so much, everybody. We'll stop the meeting here. You can exit, you can leave. Thank you, everybody. And I hope to see you all in the actual classes. Thank you. Bye. Bye.